Hey Scorpio, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast for March 15th through the 21st. Oopsie, I picked up the wrong deck. This is going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for March 15th through the 21st. We're going to go ahead and see what messages are coming up for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you happen to stumble upon this video outside of the dates I just mentioned, don't you worry, my darlings. You found the video whenever it was time for you to find it, whenever the messages applied to you. This is a general reading. Not every single thing is going to resonate, but if you were led here to the video, there's at least one thing in here for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest, my dears. Let's see what's happening for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Forgive that background noise. It's the heater kicking on. Okay, my darlings. So your first card here is the Page of Swords, okay? Page of Swords can sometimes indicate that you're gathering information because you're preparing to do something, and so you're laying out the groundwork. You're kind of beginning to see, like, what do you have to do to make it happen? You may be doing something here in terms of traveling to gain information. You know, maybe some of you have been looking to move or relocate, so you might be planning trips to certain places just to get a feel for the place and see how you feel about it, see how you like it. I do feel a very different vibe for you guys, though, Scorpio, with this card. Okay, because the Page of Swords for me sometimes is the throat chakra opening up, and a moment in which you're being called to speak your truth. Okay, and sometimes when the throat chakra is clearing up, we may have a sore throat. We may kind of have sinus issues that happen and occur. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you Scorpios are experiencing that or have been experiencing that, because as chakras open up, as energy moves, there's sometimes physical manifestations of the release. I always say, and I always encourage people, if it's something that's persisting or something that feels really uncomfortable, it's a good idea, if it's to that level or to that extent, that you do go to a doctor, you do get checked out, you make sure that there isn't something more serious going on. But sometimes when we're releasing, especially when the throat chakra is opening up, you could have a sore throat, you could have sinuses that are draining. So some of you maybe, I'm going to be honest with you, Scorpio. I feel for some of you, this is something you've kept down for a very long time, because I'm getting like a lion's roar, but I feel like it's coming up very like controlled, in order, and I almost want to say gradually, like it's kind of starting low and it's getting louder, but like you're in control of it, like you're in control of the pace, I guess, the pace, the intensity. And so it's not like you're telling somebody off, like you're going there and you're letting somebody have it, and then you're walking away and you're all like, you know, oh my gosh, I really lost it, or I couldn't keep it in anymore. And sometimes we say things and later, and Scorpios, I'm a Scorpio too, so I feel like I can say this. Scorpios typically don't say something they don't mean, right? And Scorpios are like, oh, you know, Scorpios sting and this and that. But really, if somebody really understands a Scorpio, it takes a lot for a Scorpio to sting. Like, Scorpios don't just go willy-nilly like stinging people, right? And so I do feel somebody's about to feel that Scorpio sting, and it's a very, very long time, this process, you know, like you've had lots of chances to sting, but you haven't done it. But you're doing it in a way, in a very controlled way, where you don't feel like you blew up, like you feel it's appropriate, you feel it's warranted, okay? So some of you are just very, very logically, very calmly, without getting angry, without getting upset, laying down the facts for somebody. And they just feel like they're just getting like left hook, right hook, uppercut, like just jab, jab, jab. They're just like, they can't even, it's coming at them from all directions. Like they can't even like you're spitting so many facts, and you're doing it in such a calm way they don't even know where to begin. They don't know how to process it. And I feel for a lot of you, this is someone who, and it could be a family member or a relationship, because I feel for a lot of you, this is someone that for many years would push your buttons to like get you to explode. And then when you did, oh, see, Scorpio, you have such a temper. Oh, you're so negative. Oh, you're so sensitive. Like, they would push you to that limit, and then they would blame you for reacting, right? But I just kind of feel like you're silencing this person once and for all, but you're doing it calmly, like not from this overly, like they don't even know what to say because you're not even saying it mad, right? They can't even say, oh, you're being cranky, or oh, you have a temper, or oh, you're being emotional, because you're not being emotional. You're just coming at them with facts, and like they don't know how to respond. Okay, I do feel that for a lot of you, this is a burning of a bridge, but it's happening in a much less dramatic way than you thought it would. And I think for many of you, you knew that the day was going to come that you were going to have to burn this bridge, but it's happening in a much less dramatic way than you thought that it would. Like you're in control of your emotions. Your next card here, my darlings, is the King of Swords, right? So I'm just kind of giggling here because we've got the Page of Swords, the King of Swords. Like you're just gaining momentum. You're advancing. Remember how I said I felt that lion, like it was starting low and it was like coming up louder. So I feel here there's also a sense of like authority. Okay, authority. So maybe somebody has been undermining your authority, or undermining your decisions, or making it seem as though you don't know what you're doing, or that you're irresponsible in some kind of way, and you're showing them all of the ways in which you have been responsible, right? I think ultimately this is a situation where it's becoming very clear that you're dealing with a person or a situation. This could be a relationship, a living situation, a job, where it's becoming abundantly clear, Scorpio, that they need you more than you need them, right? Like they want to act like they're doing you a favor, tolerating you or putting up with you, when all along you maybe have been carrying this person or these people or this situation, and like I said, for some of you, for years, right? And you just keep getting whipped. You just keep getting, beat down. Work harder, work faster. You're not doing enough. You're this, you're that. And so I feel there's a sense of like taking your power back, right? I just heard the servant becomes the master, right? So in this situation, they're realizing that they need you more than you need them. King of Swords also for me is like the master negotiator. So I feel like some of you are finally laying down the ground rules of what it's going to take to cut out of this situation, to be done. Okay, I feel like some of you are like, I just got like a visual of just somebody like just kind of like dusting off their hands. Like, what is it going to take for this to be done, right? So if this is moving out or breaking up or leaving a job, this is about, okay, how are we going to make this transition? Like, you're coming down to how you're going to do this. Some of you are doing the research. How am I going to take this next step? What is required of me? So maybe you're looking at apartments or houses. Maybe you're looking at new jobs. Maybe you're updating your resume. Maybe you're going through finances and who owes who what, and what accounts need to be separated. But I really feel this is coming down into like the organization, the order of how it's going to happen. And like I said, you guys are doing this in a very logical way. It's not emotional. And so this way, and like I said, typically, even though Scorpios don't say things they don't mean, right? Even that being so, this person knows you mean business because you're very calm about it, right? They know they can't say, oh, well, you're just being angry, or oh, you're just sensitive, or oh, no, because you're in control of your emotions. So it's very clear. It's very clear to them. The next card here, my darlings, is the Five of Wands. Okay, Five of Wands could indicate conflict and fighting and arguments and disagreements. However, like I said, I feel like a lot of you are in this energy where you're calm. Okay, you're calm. If you're doing something in terms of business, right? Standing up for a business or defending a business or moving forward in business plans, Five of Wands is very positive in that there's this energy of like you've made a name for yourself. You're in the running, you're in the competition. Some of you are standing up and taking authority in a work situation, like you're standing up in a situation, and so as a result, you're being given a lot of responsibility, maybe even a promotion for some of you, and immediately after that happens, all of a sudden you've drawn attention and people kind of, they want to be king of the hill, they want to be king of the mountain, they want to kind of try to come at you and knock you down, but you're staying out of it. You're not letting them pull you into it. I feel like you're still in this King of Swords energy, even though I know King of Swords is air, right? And Scorpio is water. I feel, Scorpio, that many of you are in this King of Swords energy. You're not getting pulled into the drama, okay? Alternatively, Five of Wands could also be that you're over it. You're over a complaint or a criticism that never ends. It never, like, no matter what you do, it comes up again and again and again and again, and you're removing yourself from it. You're like, I refuse to keep going in this circle with this person or this situation, or I can't do anything more for them anymore, right? At this point, I'm carrying them and they're dragging their feet and they're pulling me down. So I feel like you're looking at a situation like it's just, they're not going to change, and it's beginning to interfere with your plans and where you're trying to do, so you're removing yourself from the situation or from the equation. Your next card here, my darlings, is the Hermit, okay? This is Virgo energy, okay? So if you have a Virgo placement, you might be kind of coming into power in this area of your life, okay, depending on where that placement falls for you. But overall, the Hermit card, regardless of whether or not you have a Virgo placement, regardless of not if you're dealing with a Virgo or not, the major arcana cards come up when we're coming into a new chapter in our life, a significant chapter, a defining moment. Okay, and so the Hermit card is about the spiritual lessons, spiritual mastery. And the beautiful thing about the Hermit card is when we're really able to just kind of go within and we're really able to hear ourselves. We have a tremendous amount of clarity when the Hermit card comes up, or when we're coming into a Hermit phase. Traditionally, a lot of people see Hermit card as like somebody wanting to be alone or separating from other people, and that could be an aspect for some of you where you're kind of finding a quiet space, not necessarily in terms of being single. Some of you may even be relocating to a quieter area. You might be, wanting to get out of the hustle and bustle, but the Hermit card here is going to be a card about awakening, spiritual awakening, really kind of, figuring out what we believe and having a better understanding of what spirit is, what the universe is, what angels are, or at least the way that we process it in our own mind, right? It's what does it mean to you? Like, what is God to you? What is spirit to you? What is universe to you? What do those words mean to you? How do you process it in your mind? How do you see it in your mind, right? To have a clear understanding and a clearer connection. Some of you may be also disconnecting from old acquaintances or life paths or partnerships, because you're coming into this time of creating something new that you're wanting to put out and to help or to guide people. Okay, I feel some of you are writing very intensely. Scorpio, I don't know if it was you guys. I don't think it was you guys. Who was it that one of the signs? You guys will have to let me know in the comments if you watched it, if you have that placement. But a message had come about like writing or journaling, just so that you could go back and read and realize the things that you manifested, because sometimes we manifest things without even realizing that we manifested them. So it's like kind of like as a reminder to help you keep track of the progress. And so maybe some of you already started doing that, but I feel like it's becoming something bigger. Like I see a lot of writing for Scorpio, and I feel like there's a lot of these epiphanies coming in ways that you're wanting to help other people. Okay, so maybe some of you are doing it through something that you're writing or sharing your life story. Maybe some of you are putting together some kind of workshop or some kind of like training program where you want to help a certain demographic of people, or people who are experiencing certain challenges. Maybe some of you are taking your spiritual work or spiritual business to the next level, but going deeper, right? And having this added element of spiritual awakening here. I feel like you're shaking off anything that hasn't been aligned in your life, okay? Anything that's been blocking you in your life, you're shaking it off. And you're coming into this very powerful energy where it's all making sense now. Like everything led to this moment, and you know what you want to do. You know how you're going to move forward. You know how you're going to help people. You know how you're going to feel fulfilled, and you know what you believe finally. This is, I think, especially true for those of you Scorpios who are watching these tarot readings but feeling very conflicted because of the fact that, if you're like me, you grew up having a drill in your head that all this stuff is wrong, all this stuff is bad, right? But like you're finding what's true for you, right? And for a lot of you, you're realizing a lot of it is saying the same thing, like the different beliefs, the different modalities. A lot of them say the same thing, they just have a different terminology, or they put it into words differently. When the Hermit card comes up, you're putting it into your own words. You're making your spirituality your own. You're making your own connection. It's a beautiful energy, Scorpio. So you might want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. You may need or you may want a, I don't know if you might need it, but you might want a private reading. And if you do, you can go to calendly.com/amethystangelite and schedule a private reading with me there. If you would like to check out the love readings for March, those are linked in the description as well. And as always, my darlings, I thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Bye. Take care.